Welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you are new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure that notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. Now for today's video, I have a super exciting one, and I've got a full face video going on because today I'm going to be doing a sort of like shop my stash and makeup I forgot about video. I have done this video a couple times before, not a shop my stash, but it's kind of the same thing. I didn't vlog me picking out stuff because honestly this video would be so long otherwise, but I did go through my whole collection and pick stuff out that are like either right at the back of my drawers or stuff that I genuinely didn't enjoy, and things that just genuinely gone out of my mind and I did just completely forget about. I have a mixture of drugstore and high-end. So if you want to see the makeup that I've forgotten about and you want to see how I created this makeup look, then please keep watching. First we're going to start off with primer, and I'm going to be using the XX Revolution Cloud Complexion primer. This is actually so good, and I honestly have no idea why I haven't been using it because it is right in front of me in my primer drawer. I just been reaching for things like the NYX Marshmallow one, the Relove like blur stick and things like that, so I do have my like solid favourites I always go back to, but this just took a major backseat. It is a little bit more pricey for XX Revolution, it is £15, but it's just such a good like smoothing, blurring primer. It also smells so freaking good. For foundation, I chose this by Urban Decay. This is the Hydro Maniac foundation. I think I tested this on my channel last year, and if I'm honest, I think I might have picked it up like once since that video, and I have said to myself before, because I was going to declutter this, but wanted to use it a couple more times just to confirm that I definitely wanted to declutter it, so I'm going to be using it today. Can you see how beautiful and glowy it is? Like, I absolutely love the finish of this foundation, but for someone with an oily T-zone, it just doesn't last long on me, which is such a shame. So to be honest with you, I am probably going to declutter this because I just won't get much use out of it, and it is like a high-end foundation. For concealer, I chose the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I love this. It's way better than the original camo concealer. This is a lot more hydrating, as the name suggests. It's a lot like Tarte Shape Tape as well. I just haven't reached for it purely because it's like at the back of my drawer and I barely see it, but this is a very good drugstore concealer. It's such a hydrating, smoothing concealer. Honestly, don't know why I forgot about this, but I'm definitely going to start using this again a lot more because I absolutely love it, and the coverage is so good. Now I have got a cream blush to include in this video. This is by Planet Revolution, and this is in the shade Peach Breeze. If I'm honest, I've completely forgot about the entire brand Planet Revolution. I feel like they don't really focus a lot on them, and their releases are not very often, so just in general I just forget about Planet Revolution. And I mean, the idea behind the brand is great, like the reusable packaging and things like that, but they haven't really made anything like super special for me to want to keep reaching for their stuff. But this is a very good cream blush. I do love the shade, it's very beautiful. Okay, so this is what the cream blush looks like. It is very pretty. If you like more of the sheer serum-y type of blushes where there's not an awful lot of pigment but it is still buildable, I would definitely recommend this. It's just not like super pigmented, so you can go in with like a lot of product. Okay, powder. Coty Airspun. I've not used this in so freaking long. Again, another reason why I forget about a lot of my makeup is because it is shoved right at the back of my drawers. With my new storage, which I should be getting sorted next month, I'll be having containers with all of it in, and I can just pull the containers out and literally genuinely reach for everything. But yeah, I haven't used this in months and it's just at the back of my drawer, so it gets forgotten about. That, and I also don't like the smell of this. I actually forgot how good this powder is. So it's very mattifying, it smooths my skin out, and I think my skin looks really pretty now that it's all been set in place. So I think I'm gonna have to move that a bit further forward in my drawer so I can reach for it again, because honestly I forgot how good it was. For bronzer, it's the Peaches and Cream bronzing powder, light to medium. Again, this was just shoved at the back of my drawer, and with bronzers I feel like they're good either, you know, drugstore or high end. This is very affordable bronzer, I think it's about £6. But with bronzer, you know, it's not a super special product, so I do try and mix up my bronzers every so often, but again, because this was right at the back of my drawer, it was just completely forgotten about. But this is a very good shade though for fair skin. Hopefully it's still available. Very beautiful bronzer, I love the shade as well. Contour, okay, if you remember when I was absolutely obsessed with this contour palette, you have been around for a very long time, and thank you so much, I love you. This is the Roxy Revolution contour palette. You can see how much I used to love it because I have massively hit pan on it. I mainly use this palette really for the contour, but I honestly could use the bronzer for actual bronzer as well, because it is a very nice light shade. I don't really reach for this for the highlighters at all. It was literally mainly like this shade, but I was absolutely obsessed with this when it first came out, and I was obsessed for a very long time. For blush, it is literally the same reason as bronzer. I just shoved it at the back of my drawer because it's a blush duo, so it doesn't really get reached for. I think if I put this in my face palette drawer, I probably would reach for it a bit more. But this is by Jouer. Love the packaging of this, and this is the Flirt Blush Duo. I love both of these shades. Today I'm just gonna mix between the two. Recently I've been applying my blush before my highlighter. Usually I do highlighter then blush, but I don't know, I just feel like I can get all my actual powders on and then highlight on top. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna mix these two. Okay, for setting spray, I'm going to be using this from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced 3-in-1 like hangover spray. This is like another like hydrating product, so I'm going to be so glowing hydrated after this video, but it's totally fine because I'm not going out anywhere, because this literally wouldn't last maybe even like 2 hours. For highlighter, I've got this one by Revolution Pro. This is the Luster highlighter in the shade White Rose. Firstly, absolutely love the packaging of this, and look how beautiful that is. I've not used this in forever, which is why it's in this video. But this is a beautiful highlighter, and I love the like flower design on it, and it's super blinding as well. That is absolutely stunning. Revolution highlighters never let me down, and this is a very beautiful like muted like pinky highlighter. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I've zoomed you in now. We're now going to focus on the brows and the eyes, and for the brows I'm actually going to be using the Huda Beauty brow pencil. Now, when this first launched, I was so excited about it. I love Huda Beauty. I always try and buy her recent launches like as soon as they come out, but this brow pencil is almost too thin. It is now the world's like thinnest brow pencil, and it's probably great for some people that really want to mimic like each brow hair, but for me, because I've already got microblading done, I just don't need the brow pencil this thin, you know. But I'm not going to declutter it because it's Huda Beauty, obviously. But yeah, it's a nice brow pencil. It's just definitely not my favourite because I actually don't like how thin it is. I got mine in the shade Light Brown, if you're wondering. For brow gel, I'm going to be using the BFF one by Beauty Crop. Honestly, I rotate my brow gels quite a lot, but this one I haven't really reached for an awful lot since I got it. We're going for very bold brows today. That is fine. Okay, for eye primer, I'm actually going to be using the P. Louise Eye Base. I have not used this in a very long time, just because I do actually prefer my Revolution ones, like the Ultimate Eye Base, the Super Base, and also the Relove one is really good as well. But still doesn't mean that I don't necessarily like this base. I don't know, I really fell in love with the Revolution one, so this one just kind of took a back seat. If I'm honest, all of my P. Louise bases and paints and stuff, since I haven't been doing like more creative looks and stuff, I just really haven't been reaching for the bases an awful lot, which is such a shame because they're really good products. Okay, eyeshadow palettes. If I'm honest, I could probably include about 50 eyeshadow palettes in this video. You guys know I review a lot of makeup, so that means that my rotation of eyeshadow palettes isn't very often because, you know, if I'm honest, I just don't reach for eyeshadow an awful lot when I'm not filming. It is mainly when I go on nights out and stuff, or if I go away, I'll take a little palette with me. But as a makeup lover and collector and addict, you know, I'm constantly buying new eyeshadow palettes for my YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, there is honestly a ton of eyeshadow palettes that I could possibly include in this video, but I've only got 2 eyes. So I actually picked one of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I have every single one of the ABH palettes and the Norvina ones, and they're my absolute pride and joy. I absolutely love ABH eyeshadows. They are very good quality. So yeah, I actually picked the Jackie Aina one. I reviewed this on my channel maybe 2 years ago, or maybe even 3, I can't remember when this last come out, but look how stunning this is. I have used this a handful of times, but I haven't reached for this in such a long time. It's got beautiful rich tones in there. It's got browns and pinks and purples and stunning shimmers, so we're just going to create a really easy look today using the palette. I think I might do a purpley pinky look today, so I'm going to take the shade Pinker, which is this one here, and I'm going to pop that in my crease. Next, I'm going to take Supreme, which is the Pale Pink in the palette, and I'm going to use that to blend out this crease shade. And then I'm going to go back in with Pinker on a bit of a smaller brush and just use that to blend up into the light pink. Just take in a mixture of a clean fluffy brush and then back in with the big blending brush just to buff out the edges ever so slightly. Then I'm going to take a big wig, which is this purple shade here, and I'm going to pop that in my like inner and outer corner. Then for the shimmer, I'm going to take the shade Zam, which is this one down here, and I'm going to pop that in the middle of my lid. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take the dark brown, which is called Credit, this one here. And then for my inner corner and brow bone, I'm going to take Trust Issues, which is the bright shimmer here. Okay, so this is my completed eye look. I absolutely love it, and I love this palette so much. The quality is honestly unreal. For my mascara, this is another thing that I do tend to mix up quite a lot, so there's not really like any particular mascaras that I've forgotten about unless it is like a brand new one and I haven't even touched it. But I will be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is a very good mascara, but I honestly can't remember the last time that I used it, and I've definitely used this big one. Okay, so that is the eyes all done. I really do love this mascara, by the way. It's just not my absolute favourite, but I still really love it. So lastly, for lips, I'm going to be using a Huda Beauty Demi Matte Liquid Lipstick. And the reason that I've got about this, because I actually just prefer her bullet lipsticks and normal ones. Liquid lipsticks are not like much of a thing now anyway, but I don't know, I just much prefer her bullet lipstick, so that's why this is in here. This one in particular is in the shade Revolutionaire, I think. This is what the packaging looks like. I think my lips are slightly burning. I don't know if that's something to be concerned about. Okay, so that is everything for my like shop my stash / makeup I forgot about video. I really hope you enjoyed this video as well. I honestly could do so many versions of these, so if you want me to do another one, just let me know down below. Make sure if you did enjoy this video, you let me know by smashing the thumbs up button, and let me know down below what makeup have you forgot about in your collection. I would love to know. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.